Good Friday evening, January 10th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A criminal conviction is still up in the air, but a Wenatchee woman has been judged liable for a roughly $1.1 million theft from a local asbestos removal company. K9 Asia, a Chelan County Sheriff's Office patrol dog since 2017, was the subject of a recent celebration as she heads to retirement. Get ready for a sunny, dry, and warmer weekend ahead. I'll have your local weather forecast coming up. A two-vehicle collision on Highway 28 in Soap Lake last night has claimed the life of a local resident. The Washington State Patrol says at about 7:30 p.m., 39-year-old Jessica H. Olkey of Soap Lake was driving a 2011 Chevy Tahoe westbound on the highway when her vehicle was struck on the driver's side by a 2018 Mustang being driven by 59-year-old George B. Martin of Moses Lake. Troopers say Martin failed to stop at the stop sign on Road 19 Northwest. Olkey, who was not wearing a seatbelt, was pronounced dead at the scene. Martin's car flipped and came to rest on its top, and the driver was airlifted to Sacred Heart Medical Center in Spokane with serious injuries. Police say Martin may face charges of driving under the influence. It took 39 hours and up to $250,000, but a major sewer break in the old station area of Wenatchee is now repaired. The break started with a sinkhole reported Monday on Old Station Road and escalated Tuesday when the sewer main responsible for the leak collapsed entirely, forcing customers in the area to minimize their water use. The sewer repair was completed Thursday. Public Works Director Tom Wacholder told the City Council last night the quick fix took a lot of effort and cooperation.
Initially, this came in as a sinkhole report late Monday afternoon. The crew investigated the next day and speculated that it was a force main that was leaking that caused it. So they did just a shutdown to rule out the cause of which, and then when they did that controlled shutdown, the pipe really ruptured, and so Mayor Poirier declared an emergency on Tuesday at 10:30 in the morning and gave us authorization to pursue an emergency contract with Hearst Construction, and they were able to mobilize and start digging 5 o'clock on Tuesday evening, and approximately 39 hours later we were able to patch up the repair. One thing to note, this force main is 20 feet deep, so the excavation was quite extensive and required very complex shoring systems, and so it took some time. And our crew also worked 36 hours nonstop. We had split crews, and so what had to happen was we had to shuttle wastewater out of the lift station to our gravity system to avoid overflow, which ultimately would have discharged into the Columbia River and caused property damage. There's a lot of commercial development there, in particular Stamilt. They are packing quite heavily right now, so normally they would have high sewer discharges, but they were willing to adjust their production to reduce sewer discharges while the crews repaired the sewer line, which was instrumental in making this happen. So, long story short, it was kind of hectic for 36 hours, but the repair has been complete on the sewer force main. However, the roadway restoration is still pending.
A criminal conviction is still up in the air, but a Wenatchee woman has been judged liable for a roughly $1.1 million theft from a local asbestos removal company. Owners of A Central LLC won summary judgment last month in a lawsuit against the company's former bookkeeper, 65-year-old Laura Lou Phillips, accusing her of embezzling from the firm from 2013 through 2021. Chelan County Judge Kristen Ferreira finalized that order for summary judgment yesterday in Superior Court. Phillips still faces criminal trial in February on charges of first-degree theft, identity theft, and 8 counts of forgery. Meanwhile, the $1.1 million judgment against Phillips is subject to annual interest of 12%. The Wenatchee First United Methodist Church recently penned an open apology letter to the LGBTQ+ community. In May, the 2024 General Conference of the United Methodist Church updated its policies, which included removing barriers for same-sex marriage and LGBTQ clergy. In the letter, which was also published in the Wenatchee World, the Wenatchee Church said these changes have been long upheld by both it and the Western jurisdiction. The church said it celebrates the progress, but said it must also, quote, lament the harm caused by decades of exclusionary practices and policies. The church apologized for previous actions or inactions and pledged to advocate for inclusion. When we come back, the city of Wenatchee is bringing back its Community Art Support Grant Program, and Canine Asia, Chelan County Sheriff's Office patrol dog since 2017, was the subject of a recent celebration as she heads to retirement. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
You're invited to celebrate Winterfest at Lake Chelan. Enjoy sparkling lights, local wine tasting, and fun for all ages. It's a great time to start a new holiday tradition at Washington's Winter Wonderland. More information at lakechelan.com.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works Shared Membership Model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
You're invited to celebrate Winterfest at Lake Chelan. Enjoy sparkling lights, local wine tasting, and fun for all ages. It's a great time to start a new holiday tradition at Washington's Winter Wonderland. More information at lakechelan.com.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties. Call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
Who's trying to stretch their budget this January? That's pretty much all of us. That's why Abby's is offering this giant pizza that can feed up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 hungry people for less than $27. Now, that's an Abby's budget stretching deal. Worried about a no-fun January? Not at Abby's. Dine on our Bacon Cheddar Special. It's delicious and loaded with toppings and real cheese. Plus, it's on sale, and the kids can play some video games. Enjoy fun January at your local Abby's.
The holiday fundraising program run by the Community Foundation of North Central Washington keeps breaking records. The Give North Central Washington campaigns runs each Thanksgiving through New Year's Eve. The foundation announced today that it raised more than $900,000 in the most recent period, a 31% increase over 2023. The campaign supports 85 nonprofit organizations across 3 counties, and donors can designate which charity receives their contributions. The Women's Resource Center was the largest single recipient of the 2024 campaign. The foundation says donors showered the Housing and Social Service Agency with more than $31,000. The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society was close behind at over $29,000. The city of Wenatchee is bringing back its Community Art Support Grant Program. The Arts, Recreation, and Park Commission offers funding to community art organizations up to $1,000 per year, and applications are now available on the city website. Eligible project examples include purchase of art materials or artist services for art programs or events, promotion expenses of art events, and support for public events like concerts and performances. NCWLIFE's Dan Kuntz spoke with the City Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Director Dave Erickson about the restart of the program.
We had to suspend the program in 2019, up until 2019, because we ran out of money in the program. So we've waited for that fund to get healthy again, and now it's good, so we can offer the program up again to the community. So applications are available right now on our website, so that's wenatcheewa.gov. You can go there, fill out the application, submit it. and we will be evaluating and reviewing all those applications in February. The deadline is January 27th, though, so it's just right around the corner.
One organization is going to get one grant for $1,000, or do you split up that $1,000 in little bits, or how does that work?
Yeah, it kind of depends on who applies, and so we've done it both ways. In years past, we've done a couple of $500 grants before, or a full $1,000. It just really depends on the applications that we get in.
Give us an example of who's eligible, and from you'll be working with your commission, your specific subcommittee that handles some of your affairs. What are you guys looking for when you're looking at these grants? Who's eligible, and how do they know they have a better chance than others if they do it right?
Yeah, it's really individuals, artists, groups are eligible. We've had teachers apply before. We've had Beauty of Bronze apply before. So it's folks that are really the best ones seems to be the projects and programs that they're trying to get something off the ground. So, we need just this little bit of help to get us going, to get us over the top so we can run this program for kids or whoever.
Canine Asia, a Chelan County Sheriff's Office patrol dog since 2017, was the subject of a recent celebration as she heads to retirement. In her 7 years on the job, Asia responded to more than 80 incidents that included tracking criminals, conducting building and area searches, and she was even a member of the SWAT team. Alongside her handler, Deputy Brad Norton, her efforts led to 25 arrests. During her time with the Sheriff's Office, Asia made full recoveries from 2 knee surgeries and was still able to continue her work. She will retire with Deputy Norton and his family. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we will continue our conversation with the new director for Washington State University's Tree Fruit Research Center in Wenatchee about how climate change is affecting apple and pear crops. Sunny and warm weather is expected this weekend with dry and cooler conditions next week. I'll have your full local weather forecast coming up. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Who does Springwater Insurance Group work for? Well, we work for you. Now, some of you think we work for Medicare insurance plans. No, we work for you and your Medicare needs. Now, we are independent agents, and this allows us to teach you about all your plan choices. Now, once we find the most suitable health and drug plan for this new year, we then assist you with your enrollment. We also take it a step further. We provide local, face-to-face customer service at one of our local offices. We provide this service because it's what you want.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
Earlier this week, we introduced you to Lee Kalsitz, recently named the Research Director for Washington State University's Tree Fruit Research and Extension Center in Wenatchee. That center is in the midst of a 4-year, $6.7 million study of how extreme temperatures brought on by climate change might affect the world's apple and pear crops. Kalsitz is one of the authors of the first scientific paper in that study. In tonight's feature story, story. He says orchardists should prepare their lands to get ahead of the trend toward longer, hotter summers.
We just finished a study that's part of some of the work that we're just starting now with our large federal project, where we're looking at the impact of climate and extreme temperatures on apple production. So that paper looked at several different points during the growing season, whether it's winter, spring, summer, or fall, looked at critical points in the year that have an impact on fruit quality and fruit yields, and determined whether in the last 40 years those risks have been increasing for fruit losses or decreasing. And we did that nationally. We mapped that across the whole United States and just showed that the risks are increasing to growers in these key apple growing regions.
Have specific findings that are very relevant to a central Washington orchardist, for instance?
Yeah, I guess the most relevant example is that the probability of having an extreme heat event like we had in 2021 has increased over the last 4 decades and is forecasted to increase more into the near future. So that just growers in Washington are used to dealing with extreme heat temperatures. We have lots of mitigation practices, evaporative cooling or netting or different practices that they use to reduce sunburn, but the frequency of that happening as it increases changes whether those are effective or not. We just need to be mindful and be able to predict those risks a little bit better. There's a side of it where we're trying to understand the whys and hows a tree works or interacts with the environment, and then work with growers to develop ways to optimize that to make sure they're growing the most amount of fruit that is of the highest quality.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great end to your work week on this Friday. Heck, we even saw some sun in the Wenatchee Valley this afternoon. In fact, a good portion of our afternoon was sunshine. Not so the case as we move to the higher elevations. This out our weather window up at Lake Wenatchee. You can see a little bit of wind blowing up that way too. Just a bit ago, we could see the lake and actually some mountains around Lake Wenatchee, but now it's all socked in, including our camera in Grant County in Ephrata. All right, as we get into the latter part of the day and into this evening, didn't see the wind like we thought we might see this afternoon, but we're still not ruling it out. The timing is until 10 p.m. tonight, where we could still see peak wind gusts between 20 and 25 miles an hour. I know that's not terrible, but it still is a possibility tonight, and that goes for our friends up north as well. Mazama, 30 to 35 mile an hour winds getting into later this evening. All right, tomorrow, I should say today rather, with the sunshine that we enjoyed, we got up to 39 degrees unofficially in Wenatchee. 32 is our normal high for this time of year, and 54 is our record. That was set in 1983. 31 this morning, 24 is our normal low, and 0 our record. That's set in 1974. Sunrise 7:46 this morning, and it's set this afternoon at 4:31. All right, getting you into those weekend temperatures now for Saturday, and I think you're going to like it. Look at some of these readings. 42s, Moses Lake and Ephrata. Also Quincy over into Wenatchee, 42 tomorrow. 40s for Eniat and Chelan. A little cooler up north. Omak at about 38 degrees. Even Lake Wenatchee almost 40. 40 for Leavenworth, and 41 the high temperature tomorrow in Cashmere. And we are going to see a lot of sunshine. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, still some breezy conditions right through central Washington. We'll see lows tonight right around that 30-degree mark. Getting into the weekend, you can see high pressure off the coast. That's just going to move a little bit closer as we get into the weekend. Mostly sunny skies for Saturday. It's going to warm up. We mentioned it almost for all of us, bringing that warmer air right into the Pacific Northwest. Highs for Saturday in the low 40s for almost all of our viewing area. area on Sunday. What a nice way to end the weekend. Sunny skies and mild. Once again, we will enjoy temperatures at least 10 degrees above normal into those low 40s. And then as we get you into your next work week on Monday, things will begin to change a bit, mainly in the temperature department. High pressure will slide to the north, and we will see more of a northwesterly flow. Mostly sunny skies, though. That's the good news. High temperatures back closer to normal in the mid-30s. For Tuesday, maybe some morning fog, giving way to partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. Highs again in the mid-30s, and you can see that big ridge up and over the Pacific Northwest. For your Wednesday, midweek next week, once again, we'll start off with a little fog, and look at that. Just lots of clear skies going all the way back to the Dakotas and west. We will see highs on Wednesday, pretty seasonal once again, into the mid-30s. And then by the end of our forecast, high pressure still dominating our weather, partly cloudy and fair, with high temperatures Thursday in the mid to upper 30s. All right, your 7-day forecast: 30 overnight tonight, mostly sunny Saturday, sunny on Sunday, and look at those weekend temperatures into the low 40s. And then we'll see a cool down as we get you into Monday, mostly sunny and 35. Morning fog a possibility for both Tuesday and Wednesday, with then some sunshine in the afternoon, mid-30s your highs. And by Thursday, partly cloudy skies with temperatures not bad, with highs right around 37. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Happy Friday. Jimmy Rogers was introduced as Washington State's new head football coach yesterday. Rogers was hired away from South Dakota State to become the Cougars' top man after Jake Dickert left for Wake Forest. Director of Athletics Ann McCoy made the introduction.
It is my extreme pleasure and honor to introduce to you our 35th football coach at Washington State University, Coach Jimmy Rogers.
Well, thanks, Ann, and thank you guys for coming out. I'm blessed. I'm excited to be the 35th head coach here at Washington State. I promise you I'll get the whole staff, and I'll learn the fight song and the hand motions.
We promised you only.
Yeah, I know. They were trying to hide me with Butch over there. They gave me a whole, I'll get it down. But I'm blessed to be here, and I got a ton of people that I'd like to thank, and I'll start with my family. My wife, Haley, my daughter, Reese, my son, Trace, really a light in my life, something that's really a rock in this coaching world. This is a hard journey. It's hard. There's a lot of sacrifice that the families go through, and I'm blessed.
Rogers says he's well aware of the tradition at Washington State and plans to lead the Cougars in the right direction.
Washington State is a special place. Land-grant university, a university that's really built on people and opportunity and hard work and a commitment and toughness, and that's kind of what the program I just left. I know what that is, and I know what it's like doing in a community that's really bought into one thing. Pullman is Washington State, and Washington State is Pullman, and I am blessed to be here.
Jamie Rogers was 27-3 in 2 seasons at South Dakota State. He brings quite a few of his assistants with him to Pullman to hit the ground running. Well, speaking of college football, Notre Dame turned a late interception into a game-winning field goal in the Orange Bowl last night to beat Penn State 27-24. Christian Gray came up with the interception of the ball. Drew Aller said he was trying to throw away. It came with 33 seconds left in the game. In that college football semifinal, a few seconds later, Mitch Jeters connected on a 41-yard game-winning field goal to send the Fighting Irish into the national championship. Notre Dame will face the winner of tonight's Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic between Ohio State and Texas. That is underway on ESPN. Washington was no match for Michigan State last night in men's college basketball. The 16th rated Spartans rolled to an 88-54 victory over the Huskies. In other action, Pacific edged Washington State in overtime 95-94. Portland State down to Eastern Washington 64-59. The men's schedule tomorrow has Eastern at Sacramento State at 1 o'clock. 18th ranked Gonzaga hosts Washington State at 6. Both games are on ESPN+. Washington stays in Michigan to face the Wolverines Sunday at 11 a.m. That's on the Big Ten Network. Eastern Washington women picked up a 78-49 win over Portland State last night. Washington State topped St. Mary's 66-57. Coming up tomorrow, Gonzaga plays at Washington State at noon. Eastern hosts Sacramento State at 2. Haley Van Lith leads TCU into Texas Tech tomorrow at 4 o'clock. All those games available on ESPN+. Washington visits number 20 Michigan State, that is, Sunday at 11 o'clock. That's on the B1G Plus network. Well, Seattle began the second half of the NHL season on another losing note last night. Columbus got out to an early lead, never looked back in a 6-2 win. Philip Grubauer started and allowed 5 goals in net before Joey Decord came in, and he stopped all 4 that he faced. Seattle continues the road trip tomorrow in Buffalo. That'll be at 1 o'clock on Kong TV. The Wenatchee Wild are home for a couple of big games starting in Western Hockey League play tonight. Wenatchee hosts the Victoria Royals at 7 o'clock at the Town Toyota Center. Tomorrow's festivities actually begin at 4 with the annual Guns and Hoses game between local firefighters and law enforcement. That's followed by the Wild and Spokane Chiefs at 6 o'clock. You can get tickets, more information at WenatcheeWildHockey.com. Well, Kashmir dominated in a double-duel SCAC wrestling match yesterday. The Bulldogs knocked off Connell 61-18. Beat Kai B 62-17 in top college play 71-6. Wenatchee defended its home mat last night to Big 9 Wrestling with a 42-34 win over Davis. Ellensburg beat Quincy 49-27 while Ephrata topped Sela 44-30. It's kind of a quiet weekend in wrestling other than Ephrata visiting Post Falls for a tournament today and tomorrow. Cascade, Liberty Bell, Moses Lake, Tonasket, 11 other schools are at the Warden tomorrow. It's called the Jeremiah Schmunk Memorial Tournament. Starts at 10 o'clock. Cascade girls and boys earned forfeit wins in prep basketball last night. Easton couldn't apparently field a team, so the official scores go down as 2-0 in favor of the Kodiaks. Other games that were actually played last night, Moses Lake Christian girls beat Liberty Christian 46-41. Wilson Creek topped Cascade Christian 28-17. Boys play, Moses Lake Christian edged Liberty Christian 66-56. Cascade Christian topped Wilson Creek 51-49. Busy slate for the girls tonight has Eisenhower at Wenatchee, while Moses Lake is hosting Eastmont and Ephrata visits Toppenish. Wahluke hosts Kashmir at 5:45, while Tonasket travels to Omak. The later games have Chelan at Manson, like Roosevelt hosts Bridgeport. Brewster's at Liberty Bell, and Entiat hosts Soap Lake. Waterville Mansfield welcomes Pateros tonight at 7:30. A look at the boys' schedule with Moses Lake Christian visiting Oroville. Waterville Mansfield takes on Pateros. Eisenhower plays at Wenatchee. The Eastmont girls, or make that boys, are at Moses Lake. Toppenish hosts Ephrata. Kashmir visits Wahluke at 7:15, while Omak hosts Tonasket. The Chelan boys are in Manson at 7:30, while Okanagan hosts Colville. Bridgeport plays at Lake Roosevelt. Liberty Bell hosts Brewster, and Soap Lake visits Entiat. Girls' schedule tomorrow has Quincy at Prosser at 3:30. Kashmir hosts Chelan at 3:45. Brewster visits Lakeside 9 Mile Falls at 4. Eastmont hosts Davis at 4:30, while Moses Lake visits West Valley. Omak travels to Kettle Falls Falls, Waterville Mansfield hosts Okanagan, and Oroville takes on Jenkins Chelan. The boys' schedule tomorrow looks similar with different start times. Okanagan visits Waterville Mansfield at 3, while Kettle Falls hosts Omak. Quincy plays at Prosser at 5. Cashmere hosts Chelan at 5:15. Brewster visits Lakeside at 5:45. The Eastmont boys host Davis at 6, while Moses Lake plays at West Valley. Of course, NCWLIFE will be courtside for the doubleheader tomorrow at Eastmont, where the Wildcats will be hosting the Davis Pirates. Grant Olson has your play-by-play. Girls at 4:30. The boys follow at 6 o'clock. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a great weekend.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.